before I get my little 2-minute commercial in about Green Biz and we go to the emerging leaders, I want to give a quick shout out to Grant for convening such an awesome group of people. Let's hear it for Grant. So at Green Biz, we empower professional communities to confront the climate crisis. And how we do this is really helping you learn, connect, and engage through our events like this, digital media, and our peer network. And we like to think of it as a flywheel that's really accelerating the impact you can have in this transition that we need to have to confront the climate crisis. And the way we look through basically the lens of corporate sustainability, that's been where we've been in the center of gravity for 18 years. I know it's a long time, but I will say, for some of you in the audience, Joel McCower, who's one of the co-founders of Green Biz, has been doing this longer than you have been alive. So, a long time. And these ecosystems, is how we think about them, are surround the corporate sustainability world. And so sustainable finance is one of those. Nature, circular economy. And this is actually the framework that we have for our Trellis network, which is the peer network that I mentioned earlier. We have an analyst that leads each of these categories, and there's groups of people that are clustered around those spaces. And Grant is going to be getting our sustainable finance one off the ground right after this event. And at the bottom, you'll see just transition. And that's what the Emerging Leaders is all about. Essentially, this is our opportunity to get it right. And our commitment to that is greenbiz.org. And Brian Lewis does an incredible job running that for us. And I'm going to bring him on stage to introduce this year's Emerging Leaders. Brian.
What's going on, everybody? Nah, that's too weak. That's too weak. That's too weak. What's going on, everybody? All right, all right, all right. One of the favorite parts about my job, as Eric just mentioned, is that I get to come on stage and just gloat about how much I love the Emerging Leaders program, and the work that we do with Just Transition at greenbiz.org. So for those of you who don't know, our Emerging Leaders program grows and cultivates the next generation of sustainable professionals of color. And since 2017, which is how long the program has been active, we've curated a community of over 300 amazing young professionals of color who are actively changing the world in which we live. Now, this Emerging Leaders program helps to support emerging leaders of color by giving them opportunities to come to Green Biz conferences, to get free passes to Green Biz events, to get their flights covered, to get their hotels covered, and to have exclusive networking opportunities at each one of our events. But it doesn't just stop there. We curate a network of emerging leaders. I mentioned we have 300 of them. Emerging leaders that we put into a network where they can then, throughout the rest of their careers, continue to engage, continue to grow, continue to cultivate themselves alongside a peer network that is cultivating along with them. And so I'm so proud to be a part of leading this Just Transition work forward, because quite frankly, DEI and the work that we're doing is under attack. But that's not the story. That's not the story that we want to communicate, because quite honestly, when we see a challenge, we face it. Okay? So Green Biz is doubling down and taking that step to support the next generation of young professionals of color, to make sure that green finance is diverse and inclusive. So with that being said, I'm so excited to introduce you to this year's Greenfin 24 Emerging Leaders, who hail from all across the world. We have a diverse cohort with folks who are just graduating school, and even folks who are in their second PhDs. Someone who did a first PhD and was like, you know what, let's do that again, okay? So I'm really excited for you all to meet all of these amazing young individuals, and I'm actually gonna ask them to take a stand. They're actually in this first row right here. Can you all stand up, and please, Greenfin, can you give a welcome to our amazing emerging young leaders? I'm so passionate about this program. I don't want to make y'all, y'all can say it. I don't want it to be awkward. I'm so passionate about this program because it really takes a village to make this whole thing happen. I am but one person, okay? And I lead greenbiz.org. I do the best that I can, but without the efforts of many of the folks in this room and many of the folks backstage, Grant, Eric, many of the operations folks that helps to put this work together, this would not be possible. And one thing that I'm really, really excited about, I mentioned that we give special networking opportunities and directly connect people with resources and opportunities that help further their careers. Well, at this conference, Greenfin 24, right here, right now, we are going to have an opportunity later today to go visit the stock exchange, the New York Stock Exchange. We're going to visit the trading floor. We might have a chance to ring the bell. So if you are watching CNBC later today, maybe you might see me up there doing a little, you know what I mean? But these are the opportunities that can only come when we get on stage and tell you just how important this work is. So here I am doing that and inviting you to now connect with our emerging leaders. It's so critical that you have an opportunity to talk with each and every one of our emerging leaders. And it's pretty easy to identify them, to be quite honest, because they'll have an emerging leaders pin. It is bright blue, and it's going to be very well placed on their chest or wherever it's going to be for them. And my challenge to each and every one of you is that before we go to the stock exchange around 2:30, from now until 2:30, I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to connect with them. So during lunch, I'm going to challenge you to make a connection with an emerging leader, because that connection can lead to new and vast opportunities and be your way of making an impact towards this just transition. This program is not going anywhere. We're doubling down and we're making sure that we're fostering that next generation of sustainable professionals of color in green finance. We want to make sure that this industry is representative and that we can see ourselves in the future of sustainability and the future of finance. So the last thing that I want to do is, can you put my slide back up? There we go. There's a QR code. I want you to take out your phone. I'm going to give you all 15 seconds right now. Please, please, please. You can take out your phone. You can get your camera ready. You can hit the QR code thing. This will take you directly to greenbiz.org's website. And on greenbiz.org's website, what can you do? Well, you can connect with each and every one of these amazing, emerging, young leaders. It'll take you to their profiles. You can read their bios. You can see their beautiful pictures. You can make a direct connection with them. And then you can click on that link, and it'll take you directly to their LinkedIn or their website. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for supporting the future of the just transition in sustainability. And I thank you for your time. I've been Brian. Please come see me. Talk about this work. Thank you so much, Greenfin 24.